Welcome to the special program, Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day. So, before we begin our celebration, let us start with prayers. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Let us begin with the Lord Nityananda Pranam Mantra. Maya Tite Vyapi Vaikunta Loke Purneshwarya Sri Chaturvyoha Madhye Rupam Yashodbhati Sankarshanakyam Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadyate. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, who is known as Sankarshana, in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consists of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulence and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. Today is the auspicious occasion of Nityananda Trayodashi, the Lord Nityananda's appearance day. So Lord Balarama appeared as Lord Nityananda to accompany the pastimes of his eternal brother and friend Lord Krishna, who appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are all excited to celebrate the most auspicious, blissful appearance of Lord Nityananda today. Sri Nityananda Prabhu comes as Adi Guru to give us the highest protection in the age of Kali, which comes from chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Only through His mercy we will get the spiritual strength to understand and approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. On this auspicious occasion of the Lord Nityananda's appearance day, let us pray to him eagerly to be blessed with eternal loving devotional service unto Sri Krishna. With that, we begin our today's program by singing beautiful bhajans glorifying Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Now we are going to have a bhajan by Her Grace Pranay Kruti Mataji. She is going to sing Nadiya Godrume. Hare Krishna Mataji. Over to you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I'm going to share the. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Mataji, we can see.
We would. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nadiya Godrume Nityanand Mahajan Patiyache Naam Hat Jeevera Karan. Nadiya Godrume Nityanand Mahajan Patiyache Naam Hat Jeevera Karan. Nadiya Nadiya श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जान 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 पातियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण पातियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण Nadiya, Nadiya, Nadiya Godrume Nityanand Mahajan Pratiyache Naam Hat Jeevera Karan Prabhura Agya Bhai Mangiye Bhikha Prabhura Agya Bhai Mangiye Bhikha Prabhura Agya Bhai Mangiye Bhikha प्रभु राग्या भाई मांगिए शिखा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिखा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिखा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नादिया 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 गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण अपराध शून्य होय लोह कृष्ण नाम 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 कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण नादिया 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 गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण कृष्णेरा संसार करो छाडी अनाचार 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 जीवे तो या कृष्ण नाम सर्व धर्म सार जीवे दो या कृष्ण नाम सर्व धर्म सार नादिया 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 गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पतियाचे नाम हट जीवेरा कारण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री प्रभुपाद की जय निताई नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय बोलो श्री श्री हरि हरि बोल थैंक यू प्रभु जी
Thank you, Mataji. The heartfelt thanks to you for singing Nadia Godrume. Through this Kirtan, the sacred dust of Navadvipa seemed to awaken living devotion with us. May Sri Nityananda Prabhu shower their mercy upon all of us, and all glories to your service and to the Holy Dham. The few more words about Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the embodiment of the boundless mercy and compassion. He is non-different from Sri Balrama. And Nityananda Prabhu unique glory is that he delivers the most fallen. He approached drunkards, sinners, and the socially rejected people, most famously Jaga and Nidai, Jaga and Mother, beginning them simply to chant the holy name, even after being violently attacked. He did not withdraw his mercy. Instead, he pleaded with Mahaprabhu to forgive them, demonstrating that his compassion exceeds all limits. Because of this devotee, pray to Nityananda. Because of this, devotees pray to Nityananda first, knowing that access to the Gaura and Krishna comes easily through his mercy. In the Gaudiya tradition, it is said that without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is the original spiritual master, Adi Guru, who removes the false ego and implants genuine faith, Shraddha, in the heart. Those who take shelter of him naturally develop humility, simplicity, and attraction to the name of Nama Sankirtana. And one more thing, like Nityananda Dayara Sagara, in that the song Nityananda is the ocean of mercy. Se sambandha nahi yare, bruta janma gele tara. Without connection to the Nityananda, one's life is spoiled. Therefore, devotees lovingly chant Nityai Gaura Hari Bol. With that, we are moving on to the next bhajan, going to sing by His Grace Radha Damodar Prabhu. The song is Bore Suker. Hare Krishna Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna. I'll share the screen now.
Yes, Prabhu.
You can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so the verse is there and the translation is, I will not be reading this translation, that's for reference for everyone. And this is pure Bengali, so if any mistakes I make in the pronunciation, please forgive me. Boro sukher khabor gai, boro sukher khabor gai, boro sukher khabor gai, boro sukher khabor gai. Surabhi kunchate name hate kunchate, Surabhi kunchate name hat kunchale. Koda nitai, koda nitai. Kota nitai, kota nitai. Boromojar kathatai, boromojar kathatai, boromojar kathatai, boromojar kathatai. Sadamula suttha nama sehate tika. Sadamule suttha nama sehate tika. Koda nitai, koda nitai. Kota nitai, kota nitai. Jada bhakta brindabasi, jada bhakta brindabasi, jada bhakta brindabasi, jada bhakta brindabasi. Adhikari dekhe nama beche darukasi. Adhikari dekhe nama beche darukasi. Kota nitai, kota nitai, kota nitai, kota nitai. Jadanama kinbe bhai, jadanama kinbe ba, jadinama kinbe ba, jadinama kinbe ba. Amar sange chalo mahajaner kanche ja. আমার সঙ্গে চলো মহাজনের কাছে যা কোটা নিতাই কোটা নিতাই কোটা নিতাই কোটা নিতাই তুমি কিনবে কৃষ্ণ নামা তুমি কিনবে কৃষ্ণ নামা তুমি কিনবে কৃষ্ণ নামা তুমি কিনবে কৃষ্ণ নামা দসুরিলো বিও আমি পূর্ণ হবে কামা দসুরিলো ইবো আমি পূর্ণ খাইবে কামা Kota Nitai, Kota Nitai, Kota Nitai, Kota Nitai. Borodoya Nityananda, Borodoya Nityananda, Borodoya Nityananda, Borodoya Nityananda, Sadamatre loyo de Paramananda, Sadamatre loyo de Paramananda, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल, एक बार देख के चक्षे ला, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जा. गौर बोले निताय देन सकल संभा, गौर बोले निताय देन सकल संभा. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Den Sukha Krishna Shiksha, Den Sukha Krishna Sikha, Den Sukha Krishna Sikha, Den Sukha Krishna Sikha. Jadi Dhana Vidya Palana Kore Apeksha. Jadidhana Vidya Dala Kore Apesha. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Amani chade maya jal, Amani chade maya jal, Amani chade maya jal, Amani chade maya jal. गृहे को बने ताको नाता के जंजाल, गृहे को बने ताको नाता के जंजाल. कोडा निताय, कोडा निताय, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Arnaiko Kalerbo, Arnaiko Kalerbo, Arnaiko Kalerbo, Arnaiko Kalerbo. Achandale Janama Nitai Doyamo, Achandale Denena Nitai Doyamo. Gora Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Bhakti Vinoda Daki Koi, Bhakti Vinoda Daki Koi, Bhakti Vinoda Daki Koi, Bhakti Vinoda Daki Koi. Nitai Charana Bana, Arnahi Asoya, Nitai Charana Bina, Arnahi Asoya. Kora Nitai, Kora Nitai. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Nityananda Trayodashi ki Jai. Hari Bol. Back to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderfully sang. That so that the Hare Krishna Mahamantra flows into our hearts through Gaura and Nitai. Thank you. That's a wonderful song. And thank you for us introducing this marketplace and calling out where freely available of the mercy. This is all glories to Nityananda Mahaprabhu. They made it without distinction of any like they are not looking at our wealth, any of our stature. Simply they are giving mercy. Thank you, Prabhu, for nicely singing and introducing that song to us. With that, we are moving on to the next part of the program, is class. Today's class is going to present by His Grace Ram Tirtha Prabhu. Prabhu is well known in our congregation, but it is our pleasure to glorify the devotees. So, two few lines about Prabhu. Prabhu is uh, he's take care of the prasadam distribution for every event, big events like Janmashtami, Gaurnitai. From then, every week for the Sunday Fish program, Prabhu takes care of that very nicely. Also, Prabhu is uh, does book distribution, and Prabhu memorized many verses, prayers too. So he recites nice prayers and slokas. So many other services. If you give any other service, Prabhu never says no. With that, we will welcome Ram Tirtha Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yes.
Ram Tirtha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you all
Hare-
hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you to Jesse Brother Mataji and Sara Prabhu, and then my Guru Rampad Maharaj for giving this service to glorify Nityananda Prabhu. I am not qualified, nor I have that the depth of the knowledge or even to speak. But it is a service to me to learn and purify myself and then share my realizations. So please forgive me if I make any mistakes or anything. So with that, we'll start the prayers, and then Dhriti will sing the prayers.
Doya Nittai Chaitanya Bole Nacher Armamar, Nacher Armamar, Nacher Armamar. Doya Nittai Chaitanya Bole Nacher Armamar. Doya tu nahi hai, doya tu nahi hai, मार के प्रेम दे दोया तू नाही ओरे अपराधे जुरे जाबे पाबे प्रेमादान ओरे अपराधे दूरे जाबे पाबे प्रेमादान दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचर अमामार नाचर अरमामार नाचर अरमामार दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचर अमामार विकार तू नाही है विकार तू नाही है ओ नाम अपराधा विकार तू नाही है ताकं कृष्ण नामे रुचि हाबे गुचे वे बंदान ताकं कृष्ण नामे रुचि हाबे गुची वे बंदान दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचरा मामार नाचरा मामार नाचरा मामा दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचरा मानार अनुराग तू हाबे है अनुराग तू हाबे है कृष्ण नामे अनुराग तू हाबे है ताक आने या से सपीला से हाबे जीवर जान ताक आने या से सफल हाबे जीवरे जीवान दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचर आमामार नाचर आमामार नाचर आमामार दोया नित्य चैतन्य बोले नाचर आमामार जीवान तुमिचे है जीवान तुमिचे है कृष्ण राते विहान जीवान तुमिचे है कृष्ण राते विहान जीवात मिचे है ऐसे वृंदावने राधे श्यामे पावे दर्शनान ऐसे वृंदावने राधे श्यामे पावे दर्शनान Goya Nitya Chaitanya Bole Nache Ramamar, Nache Ramamar, Nache Ramamar. Goya Nitya Chaitanya Bole Nache Ramamar.
Okay. Thank you. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानानन्दशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी प्राचार्य सजशरणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। So all of you, happy Nityananda Trayodashi. Today appearance of Lord Nityananda, as Satyarupa Prabhu mentioned, he is Adi Guru, he is Krupa Shakti, he is the spiritual strength. So let's understand the all these today, how Nityananda appeared, and then how he became Adi Guru, what is the purpose he came. So as in Bhagavatam, the words, Krishna Varnam Tvisakarshanam Sangopangasta Parshadam Yagna Sankirtana Prayir Yajanti Haisu Medasa. Krishna, when he appears, he comes with all his paraphernalia, all of his associates. And in the age of Kali, he has appeared, to spread the Nama Sankirtana. So as a Panchatattva. So the Panchatattva is, or the five tattvas, as Satsa Prabhu in the last class mentioned, these are five absolute truths. So it's Sri Chaitanya, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivasa. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nothing but, he is none other than Lord Krishna himself, but he comes in the form of a devotee. And Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram. And as we know, Advaita Acharya, he is none other than Mahavishnu and Sadasiva. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani's Ladhani Shakti. And Sridhar Thakur is pure devotee. So these are five Panchtattvas, the five Tattvas. The three are Vishnu Tattvas, and then one is the Shakti Tattva and Jiva Tattva. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he's appeared, he's appeared by the prayers of Advaita Acharya. He was, because the 500 years ago, when all the atrocities are going on, Advaita Acharya on the bank of Ganga, he prayed. There were three reasons, external reasons that Satya Prabhu shared. One is Advaita Acharya prayed, and another one is to reciprocate the devotees, like Pavitranaya Sadhuna, the verse. And then the third is the spreading the Nama Sankirtana. So let's understand the Nityananda Prabhu, none other than the Balaram. He appeared it as a Adi Guru, and then what is that, the purpose of it. So if you just go back to in the Gita verse, one verse that actually connected me to get the root of the appearance of Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita said, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavratah mudoyam nabhijananti loko mamajamavyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So, Krishna clearly here mentions that the mudas, the foolish, ignorance, for him, he is covered by his Yogamaya potency, and the covering is Samavrataha. He is completely covered. Sama means complete, Avarta is covered. He is covered. This is very devastating to jivas, is because jiva is agnani, is ignorant, but on top of that, Krishna himself saying that he is covered with his yoga maya. And that's not the one verse. And then the other verse that Krishna is saying that in the material energy is his energy. Taiveshu gunamaya mama maya. The whole material energy is his energy. And then he says duratyaya. Is means it's very difficult to overcome because that Mahamaya is covered. So it's kind of catch 22 situation where we are completely ignorant Muda and we are covered, and on top of that Yogamaya is also covering Krishna. So there is no way from this cycle. Like one statement, it reminded me, Kamalayana Prabhu in the last class, demonic class, he said, if you are demonic nature, you will go into the lowest again. So that means as we are more ignorant, and then in the next, then again even will fall down and go to into even further deeper down. So this goes into vicious as into going further down, and there is no way that we could come out from this the cycle of going. But Krishna gives assurance. He says that mam eva prapadyate mayam etam tarantati. If one who approach me, then yes. So that is a hope that one can come out of this cycle and then can understand it. But how we can understand? Because when we are in ignorant, neither the the Mahamaya is not going to help, the Yoga Maya is going to cover. How are we going to help? So, but Krishna shows that Bhaktya Mam Abhijananti. You will know me by doing the devotional service. Okay, one practice, then we can get to know the Krishna. But in the material world, we always look for what I'm going to get. And then what is that, my immediate, because we always need very quickly results, right? We practice it. And Krishna says, okay, you come to me and then you practice the devotion service, but he also says that it's very difficult. Bahunam janmananmanti gnanavan mam prapadit. Okay, Vasudeva sarvi sa mahatma sudurlabha. He says it's difficult. It takes lifetimes. That even puts us, okay, another stepping back to the devotion. Okay, oh, even if I need to practice it, then it takes lifetimes. And even if you practice it, Krishna says, Manushyanam sarveshu. Kvachit etati siddhaye, etati api siddhanam mam kvachit mam veti tatada. Even one practice, hundreds, even thousands, it's hardly difficult to understand me. So all this, either We are covered our consciousness, and Mahamaya will be, is not help, and then it takes lives of lives, and then cannot even correctly understand Krishna. Why? Why there is a this the problem? Because Jiva is fallen. He is materially contaminated. He cannot understand the philosophical Krishna who is. So there is a gap, there is a wide gap from Krishna and Jiva. Krishna is infinite, Jiva is the finite, and Jiva is conditioned. Krishna is a pure, transcendental, and Jiva is fallen. So, so we are completely in this condition, and there is a gap between the Jivas and the Krishna. But there is a one hope that Krishna says how this bridge, the gap, can be closed or cleared and then established is tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadeshiktansite gnanam gnaninas tattva darshana. One who surrenders to a guru and then practice devotion service and then submissively render service, then they can reach me, because such guru is gnaninas tattva darshana. They have seen, they have realization about the God, they have practiced it. So one who approaches the guru, then he can mentor and guide. So vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mam ashita, who engage themselves, their body and mind, bahu gnana tapasa, with knowledge, puta madbhava agata. Puta madbhava agata. Puta means purified. So one who practices with approaching the guru then can get cleared and then have this purification process. So here that bridge gets cleared. So that bridge established between the Jiva and Krishna is Guru. Because of this gap, Putana, who is Putana? Puta means purified. Na means she is not purified. She has seen a week's baby. A Lord appeared a baby, and she thinks that he's a baby because she is not purified. She doesn't have the knowledge. Kamsa, when he looked at it, he looked at his death, and then he's not looking into as a supreme personality of Godhead. And materialistic person, when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, he's thinking that he's an a ordinary man, avajananti mamuda. He's taken in a human form. So because they are not purified. But Guru is purified. Tattva darshana. He has seen that. His eyes are looking at through his Chaitya Guru, and then through his Guru, he can see the God. Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena santasa devridayeshu vilokintiyam syama sundara chinta guna surupam govinda madi purusham tamham bhajami. Only by his practice, he can see the realization. So here, so that bridge, that establish that Guru Tattva can be achieved only by Nityananda Prabhu. He is the one, is Adi Guru. So he does not look for any qualification that you need to have to practice the bhakti. And then he doesn't even look what kind of offenses you have done, what kind of situation you are in, whether you are going to take it, you're going to practice, and what kind of sins. These are all, he doesn't look at it, all the things. What he looks at is whether you have a desire, whether you can take and practice the bhakti. So the whole the mercy that the kripa sakti is comes from that the Nityananda Prabhu. Today I am here learning or giving a class is to be a guru that come to me and then holded me, guided me, waited me for years patiently. That guru is none other than Satyasara Prabhu. It took years. He did not see me whether I'm going to practice, whether I am going to into, but all I have is just a faith. He holded me patiently for long years. It took me long, and it is because of that Nityananda Prabhu that who passed it to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, to the Rompad Maharaj, to Satsar Prabhu. So if I am talking about this Guru Tattva, is my Guru, is having Satsar Prabhu Jesubhata Mataji holding me, is because their unconditional mercy. Or today I'm able to understand or able to even to practice is because of their mercy, the Krupa Shakti. So that's, if you wanted to get a mercy of Krishna, we cannot get without Nityananda Prabhu. That source of that mercy we get is through only Nityananda Prabhu. So that's why he's called Patita Pavana Hetu Tavavatar. He's here to liberate us. So, and then he's also called, Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Susitala. The lotus feet of Nityananda are cooler than million moons because he is the one that gives the shelter of the Krishna. And then he shared in everyone, like people can share of anything, like for their whatever the material or anything, but normally no one ever shares their happiness with others. What Nityananda Prabhu did is the bliss, the happiness that he has shared with everyone. He has shared with everyone. So Nityananda Prabhu appeared 500 years ago along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram. Chaitanya, in eternally Krishna and Balaram. So Balaram also none other than Krishna. He's the same, but the very first expansion of Krishna is the Balaram. So they're absolutely the same. The only difference is, there are only two differences. Is one is the Nityananda, the Chaitanya Balaram is in the whitish, and then the Krishna is in the blackish, the dark blue, and then other one is the mood. The Balaram is in the mood of servitor, giving the service, and then Krishna is that reciprocating the service. So Balaram and Nityananda are non-different. Whenever Krishna appears, and then Balaram appears as his first expansion, as he, as a brother, appears. So in the Treta Yuga, when Lord Rama appeared, he appeared as Lakshmana. He served Rama along with, when he was in forest, and then throughout his life, he served um, Rama. And then in the Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, and Balaram appeared as a Balaram, and then he served Krishna in all the rasas in the Vrindavan. He he has he is served in a dasya bhav, like as a expanding the Ananta Sesha to as like his bed, and then he's and also serving him in the Vrindavan when he was going into the cohort, like taking care of him, and then also as a Sakya rasa, as in a friend, as a close friend, but like of wrestling and then joking, and then when they're going as coward, the herding the cows, taking care. So he has served him in Sakyarasa, and then even in Vatsala as being an elder, taking care of Krishna, even when there are Pralambasura, Denakasura, there were the demons coming. He always took care, and he also served in Shantarasa. um, the whole Vrindavan is manifested its expansion from the Balaram. So as a Vrindavan, so he was serving him like when Krishna was far away and Krishna wants to reach home, he he immediately makes the distance very shorter. So he is served in the Shantarasa. He also served in Madhurya Rasa as a conjugal, as a Ananga Manjari. So, in fact, the Acharyas say Nityananda Prabhu that appeared here, he was more in the mood of as a Ananga Manjari because that Ladini Shakti, that Radharani. So, in this, so the Nityananda Prabhu is more as a Ananga Shakti. So, and so the Balaram in the Goloka, in the eternal, he's he's also as a the plenary expansion. So as a the first expansion from Krishna is the Balaram, but Balaram also expanded, like as a Satyarupa Prabhu mentioned, as a Sankarshana, Vasudev, Anirudh, Pradyumna. He's expanded, and then from that first Sankarshana, then again there is a further expansion of again Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Anirudh, and Vasudeva. And I was wondering why there are two expansions of Sankarshana. Why from the first Sankarshana, then again there is another expansion of Sankarshana. What I understood is that the first Sankarshana that is expanded, he is in the mood of complete servitor of Krishna. He is eternal servant of Krishna. But if in the material world the consciousness is to be egoistic, I mean me myself, but the first Sankarsana was completely surrendered to Krishna. So the second Sankarsana that expanded towards the material is to be the more of that nature of that egoistic that the jiva has is comes from that second Sankarsana. And from there again, um, Mahavishnu in the causal ocean, and from there, you have expanded to the Karnodakshaya Vishnu, the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, where that 14 planetary systems, and then the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and even from the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is the Chaitanya. So the whole, the material, the manifestation, the plenary expansion is from Balaram. So imagine if that expansion is not exist, where we are in that mahatattva where we were like not having that relationship with Krishna, and it will be like in that in the hankara. So it's the mercy of the Balaram who provides us the not only as Adi Guru and also as a the spiritual strength is comes from him for us to practice. this devotional service. So, so, so about Nityananda. So Nityananda is none other than Balaram, in this in when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So Nityananda appeared in on the Trayodashi of that in the month of the 14th month of the Magha. Trayodashi is the 13th. So in the age of the year is 1474 for the Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. The father is Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. And then in the place of Ekachakra, which is in the Mayapur, it's around probably an hour of the west of the Mayapur in Ekachakra. It's in West Bengal. So when he appeared in his childhood, he was completely absorbed in the pastimes of, like being as a Balaram, being as a Lakshmana. So he was narrating and then doing all these skits and everything, and then everybody was astonished. How would he know it? So he was, even one time when they was doing as a Lakshmana, he has to faint, and then he was like, when they hit that arrow, and he was just waiting for like to get the Sanjeevani. So he was completely absorbed in all his the pastimes, because he has well known all of his the past leelas. So he has spent the time of for the first 12 years in the Ekachakra. And then when a sannyasi Lakshmipati Tirtha came, he has asked Hadai Pandit that he's getting old. He was going to this Tirtha Yatra, going to all the holy places. He asked his son um, Nityananda Prabhu to say, accompany him. So it was very devastating to the Hadai Pandit, but it is sannyasi who asked, so they sent him. And then for the next 15-20 years, Nityananda Prabhu traveled extensively to all the Tirtha Yatras. And when he went to Pandharpur, which is the deity of Vittal, and he has got initiated there and by the Lakshmipati Tirtha. So the Lakshmipati Tirtha, the disciples are Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri disciple is the Advaita Acharya, and then his god brother is the Ishwar Prabhu. He is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru. So so after he got initiated, and then after he finished the Tirtha, and then he came back to the Navadvip. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was around the time 20 years, he realized that my Baldev is in the Navadvip. So he sent all his descendants to okay, go in and find Baladev. But they were like searching all in the Navadvip, but they could not find it. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself came into the Nandacharya Bhavan, and then he was, Nityananda Prabhu was sitting there, and then he introduced to everyone. So the Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met in the year of 1506. That was around 24 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then 32 years of I think around 20 years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then 32 years of Nityananda Prabhu. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed about our the Yuga Dharma to spread the Harinama Sankirtana. So congregational chanting. So he is instructed to go to all um, the the places in the Navadip to spread the the, the Sankirtana to all the devotees, all those in because everybody was completely intoxicated, and then they were absorbed into this material world. So he's Nityananda Prabhu went door to door. He was begging them, okay, take this Nama Japa, like in the Even in the prayers we were listening, right? So they were selling it, the holy name. It's only for the faith in the marketplace. He and then Haridas Thakur, they were all, going door to door, doing preaching, and then offering that, okay, please take this Harinama Sankirtana and practice it. So while they're doing it, there were two drunkards, and then they went and um, asked them to take this Nama Sankirtana. They were completely intoxicated, and then they were like throwing all things, and then Haridas Thakur and then Nityananda Prabhu ran from here, and then they went and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that. He said, okay, yes, they are already liberated. By you just giving them, telling them that, take this Nama Sankirtana, is they are already liberated. So Nityananda Prabhu was, and then Haridas Thakur were going in all the places, and then Nityananda Prabhu was always in the spiritual ecstasy, and then Haridas Thakur used to get in all kind of in trouble, where Nityananda Prabhu jumps into the water and then touch the tails of the a crocodile, and then Haridas Thakur, he was a little bit older, and then he couldn't come out. So they were doing all. Then again, one time, again, those two who were drunkards, they again were in the bank of the Ganga there, and then Nityananda Prabhu approached them. Haridas Thakur was warning, they were drunkards. They were doing all kind of atrocities, and then what scripture says, there is nothing that is there in the Manu Shastra that the wrong thing that they have not done. So they were really that sinful. And then Nityananda Prabhu went and begged them, take the Harinam Sankirtana, practice. And then the Madai, who was intoxicated completely, he threw a pot which which hurted Nityananda Prabhu, and he's bleeding. And then, but Nityananda Prabhu still begging them, to take the Harinam Sankirtana. And in the meantime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that, okay, these Jagai Madai were Madai was hurting Nityananda Prabhu. He immediately came to the place, and then he was very angry, and then he was opening his Sudarshan Chakra to kill them. But Nityananda Prabhu was begging Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please do not kill them, because it was not their fault, and it was me. So he was asking them, and he was begging them not to kill. And then he is explaining that, okay, our Yuga Dharma is to Nama Sankirtana. If we start killing in this Kali Yuga, there won't be anyone exist. In the Satya Yuga, the demons are in the different planets, like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. And then in the Treta Yuga, they're like in the different country, like Ravana, Kumbhakarna. And then in the Dwapara Yuga, like Shishupal and Dantavakra, they were maybe in the different city. But in Kali Yuga, it is in everyone's house, in everyone's, or like there is a Jagai Madai. If we start killing it, then there won't be anyone in this material world. And then he is saying, okay, we came for a Yagna Sankirtana prayer. Right? Krishna Varnam Tvishakarsanam Sangopasa Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagna Sankirtana prayer. So he is reminding that please give the mercy to them. So by looking that, and then even Jagai felt like bad. Okay, yes, it was our mistake, and then he was going down, and then he made eventually Madai also. It was like they bore down, and then they asked for apology, and then they took the Nama Sankirtana, and, they became a greatest devotees. So Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu is that much the merciful, the Krupa Shakti. So these pastimes, there are multiple that we can learn. One is everyone we have in our heart, Jagai and Madai nature. We need to do out of that and to be practice the devotional service. And another one is we should not offend any devotees at any cost. Krishna can tolerate anything, but he cannot tolerate when a devotees offended, when his devotees are offended. He can break any of the vows, like in even during Mahabharata, when he said he cannot take any weapon, but when Bhishma put an arrow and pierced to the Arjuna, he took the chariot wheel and rushed against the Bhishma Dev. But Bhishma Dev's intention was not to hurt Arjuna, but to fight with Krishna. So he broke his vow to protect the Arjuna and also to fulfill the desire of the Bhishma Dev. So there is a Nityananda Pranama mantra. Nityanandaham Naumi Sarvanandakaram Param Harinama Pradam Devam Avaduta Siromanim. So Nityananda Prabhu he is Avaduta. He's not just an Avaduta, he is a Avaduta Siromani, crest jewel of that all of the Avadutas. So Avaduta means Ava means shaken, and then Duta means the coverings, the material coverings. So he 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 takes care of all of this, the material coverings that we have, and then he'll give you the pure bhakti. So he is completely service personified, servitor, and he's the most the Krupa Shakti, mercy, and then he has that the Guru Tattva who can give the 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 Gnan without even looking at their position, whether they will take or not, and what situation they are in, and then in what past sins they have done, and then he does not look at it. His only is to make them to be a devotee. So he breaks all conventions to spread the Nama Sankirtana. But he never breaks the Siddhanta. The convention he breaks is he'll go to people who are intoxicated places. Normally, we never even go near to, like, in the bar or inside the restaurant who are drinking. We don't want it to go inside because we think, okay, they are drunkards. But Nityananda Prabhu doesn't hesitate to go. He doesn't break the siddhantas. He's firm on the siddhantas to practice, render service to devotion service. But he will break all the convention to make anyone devotee. He can put his life in the risk or go there, take the beating of the pot or anything. But he wants to make them to be devotee. So without his unconditional, causeless mercy, I don't think, I mean, I would have become a devotee. If someone is not merciful, thinking that, okay, whether he's going to take or not and judge, and then to give to this devotion service, then I would have been just into that cycle of my um, the lack of knowledge and then the practice. But it is that Krupa Shakti Nityanand mercy is the one that made me to practice, though I am not perfect, even I am not perfect now. But my Guru, my Siksha Guru, my Diksha Guru gave me initiation. Even though I am not qualified, I'm not perfect, I'm still doing a lot of sins, but they have that mercy. That mercy comes only through Nityananda. So he is the one. So if he is very strict Acharya, imagine what would have been my position is if he is a strict Acharya and then the same goes into the disciplic succession, I wouldn't have been, I've been somewhere. But because of his mercy, it, I'm sure you all acknowledge. So that is the what is the Nityananda Prabhu's. He is called Avaduta. So that's why like that he was singing that Doel Nitai Chaitanya. Doel means the most merciful, kind, right? Is Nityananda Prabhu. And he says, Doel to nahi hai, right? So is that merciful personal Nityananda Prabhu is not to be found anywhere. And then the next line he says, Mar ke premade. He takes a beating, but he gives the love. And then all the aparada dureja. By practicing it, we will, cleanse ourselves. And then another one, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in this is, O nam aparada vichar to nahi hai. There are no rules and regulations. There's no aparada, you're doing in the morning, afternoon. You can practice anytime. All we need is we need to engage our mind, body, and practice the devotion service. So like that, Nityananda Prabhu and then Haridas Thakur, and then they all spread the Nam Sankirtan in the Navadvip. While it is going on, Nityananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and then he wants to go to Vrindavan. So to after sannyasi is not to stay at home. So he was going to the Vrindavan. So while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to the Vrindavan on the way, Nityananda Prabhu misguided Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the children. They were playing there, and then they asked him to give the misdirection. So instead of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to the Vrindavan, he was into Navadvip, and then after he reached the river, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought it is Yamuna, but it is actually Ganga. And then he saw Nityananda Prabhu. He said, okay, hey, are we already in the Vrindavan? And Nityananda Prabhu said, wherever you are is Vrindavan. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dipped into the river, into the Ganga. And then there he saw the Advaita Acharya in the boat. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, okay, Advaita Acharya, what are you doing here? And then he said, okay, is this Yamuna? And then Advaita Acharya gave a very technical, this is Yamuna in the west part, because actually it's the same in the Prayag that split, and then it's west part of, so you can technically, it is, Yamuna. You are in the west part of Yamuna. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that, okay, so they were all misled. So, they misled him. So they took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shantipur, Advaita Acharya's place. And then they had a 3 days, the spiritual ecstasy, having the Sankirtan. And even the mother Sachi came, and then she made like big feast because she understood that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaving. So she made the big feast for all the 3 days, and then they had a Sankirtan. And then that time, Sati Mataji asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vrindavan is far. If you are in, Jagannath Puri, then it will be easy for us because it will be close. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to go to Puri. So he his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, Govinda, and Jaganananda and Brahmananda, they all accompanied, and they were going towards the um, to Jagannath Puri. On the way, where they reached that the Lord Shiva temple, Kapateshwara, there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to, dip in that Bhargi Nadi river. So he gave his the danda, which is the staff that is his property after sannyasi, which is at Ekadanda. So he gave that to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and then he went into dipped into that the Bhargini river. And Nityananda Prabhu was not quite happy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasi. So because he came, he is himself supreme God. He doesn't have to take and then renunciate. He's the one is spreading all the love of God. So he broke that staff into 3 parts and then threw into the Bharginath river. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back and then asked, and then he said, it broke. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is upset that, is externally has some broke that, that respect, breaking it. But internally, he understood the intention of Nityananda Prabhu. So that place is still called, Dandabang Leela. So why Nityananda Prabhu broke? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna, and then he has no, he doesn't have to follow it, right? So Chaturvarnam, my proktam, right? So he said, guna karma vibhagasa, tasya akartamapimam, vidhi akartamabhyam, because he doesn't have to follow it. And all the paraphernalia that is for the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, or even Lord Krishna, is from the Balarama Nityananda. So even the staff is none other than Nityananda. He doesn't want to become a burden to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the other one is there are 4 kind of sannyasis. It's like 4 divisions: Kurtichaka, Bahudaka, Hamsa, and Paramahamsa. So the Hamsa and Paramahamsa doesn't have to carry the staff. So these are the reasons Acharyas explains it is. So we should not think that okay, we can go and then do our whimsically to someone sannyasi to break, but it is the pastime that only the Nityananda Prabhu that he is none other than Balram can his internal feeling, so he understood. So that's is that Dandabanga place is still there, and then it is even um, King Prataprudra is made a Gopinath temple at that place. So so that's what past time. The other one is this is very how Nityananda Prabhu's mercy comes to us practical is the Raghunath Das Goswami really he is the landowner they are very rich and opulent, and then they have his father was the Govardhan Mazdar. They were like very aristocratic family, but Raghunath Das Goswami was internally all detached, and he was not attached to any of those. He wants to be the follower and of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He approached 2 times, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, softly refused, you continue what you're doing it. So both times, he did not, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not proceed. So like Raghunath Goswami was very well disappointed because he wants to be, be under the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the Panihat in Kolkata, there he met Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu jokingly said, "Okay, you wanted to steal my property." So, but Raghunath Goswami could not understand it. But saying, but he was. Then Nityananda Prabhu asked, "Okay, it was hot at the time." He said, "Okay, you can get mercy if you can the, share everyone with that chidadahi, which is like chip rice, and because it was so hot." And then so Nityananda Prabhu, so Raghunath Goswami on that day in the Panihat, he has um, prepared chidadahi and then made a big huge feast and then shared with all the Vaishnavas. And then Nityananda Prabhu was very happy. Right after that, that mercy, when Chaitanya, when Raghunath Goswami went to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he immediately accepted it. So that's the mercy of that Nityananda Prabhu. So without Nityananda Prabhu, it is impossible. One can approach, we cannot approach the Krishna. So we all on this day, myself, the Nityananda Prabhu pastimes made me realization of how much the Guru mercy is, and then that mercy and how it, like when I was reading any pastime or any of this Nityananda Prabhu's, it wasn't coming as a Nityananda Prabhu. It was always coming in my mind, my Guru, my Diksha Guru, my Siksha Guru, how much they are merciful. I mean, ultimately, yes, but oftentimes we forget that source, that where it's coming, because of that Kripa Shakti of Nityananda Prabhu. And then, okay, because of him, today I am here. I'm sure everybody here in this Zoom call here coming, I don't think anyone would have said, "Oh, Krishna, call me." I'm sure, I mean, if something like that, it would have been, they will be, I don't think, I think it's possible, but, they'll be more pious, if someone say, "Oh, Krishna, call me to the, go to the temple." It is one or other of a devotee, or, someone who gave a book, they gave a card, or anyone. Everyone who received that message is because of that Kripa Shakti of that Nityananda Prabhu. That without that source of that mercy, we cannot approach. If we can take that and then be merciful and then be obedient and practice, would be, like we come out of this yogamaya samavrataha. So that samavrataha, the consciousness, avarta is covered. There are 5 consciousness. Avarta is the lowest consciousness in the plants. And then the next one is sankuchita. And then that is in the animals. And then in the jivas are mukulita, which is like in the bird. And then vikasita, which is blossoming. Purna vikasita, which is completely blossomed. So one who practice that mukulita, the bird, the consciousness, gets blossomed and fully blossomed, and then that yoga maya will not cover us. So with that, I'll conclude today's, and then thank you very much. And sorry if I have made any mistakes or any offenses, and please forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. Due to time constraint, we'll take a couple of questions, or if any questions or reflections or any comments, please raise your hand. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Prashant Prabhu, can you unmute and ask Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Take the Prabhu. Prabhu, I had one question. How do we show proper gratitude and appreciation for Guru who has brought us, or devotees that have brought us into Krishna consciousness, Prabhu? I think curious what your thoughts are.
So you're asking how do they show the gratitude?
Yes, Prabhu. Like we can follow what they're saying, but and sincerely do Krishna consciousness, but how can we properly show gratitude, Prabhu? Because without them, like you're saying, we would be somewhere else.
So, I mean, I'll Satra Prabhu here, but I'll share mine. And then, see, Prabhu, the Guru does not ask anything because his one is causeless mercy, and then he does not look whether we are going to be perfect or doing anything or not, right? So he gives that mercy. But the gratitude that we can show is one is sincerely practice the bhakti, and then and the second is that we give that to some other one because of that, because the disciplic succession, right? Because this can only go in the disciplic succession if we got because of the guru mercy, and then we can be that mediator, that bridge gap that the Nityananda Prabhu established, and we can be part of it, and we can give to someone who has even, if who has interest, faith, like have faith, or we can share them, and we can share our realization, everything, and then make them also to be part of it. So that way, they will also get fulfilled.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Prabhu. I will give a quick class summary. Thank you, Prabhu. You explained wonderfully. It's so clear and concise, and you are started with nicely explaining the position of Jiva, how fallen we are, and how covered we are, and how we require mercy of Guru to come out of this repeated birth and death. And how material world is manifested from the Sankarshana, you nicely explained the first plenary expansion and Chaturvyuha and next Chaturvyuha, and how uh, Balaram served all primary rasas to Krishna, and you explained Nityananda Prabhu, none other than Ananga Manjari in the Krishna Leela, and he appeared to Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, and how he took Diksha from Lakshmi Tirtha in the Pandaripuram, and you explained how he covered all Tirthas in 20 years of span of his life, and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed to preach the Yoga Dharma, Nama Sankirtana, and how they are took the Nama Sankirtana to door, and how they can go the mercy, the most sinful people like Jaga and Madai received the mercy from Nityananda Prabhu, and if one receives the causeless mercy from the Guru, that is because of that is coming from Nityananda Mahaprabhu. And you also explained Danda Bangalila, and you explained how like Nityananda Prabhu involved Raghunath Das Goswami as he is a very rich person, how he can serve. Then he asked to conduct a Chidadahi festival to serve thousands of Vaishnavas, and how so after he is serving, being a guru, he took near to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna. So how Guru takes a jiva towards Krishna using the service, and you explained nicely all these pastimes, and thank you, Prabhu. It's a wonderful class. We will show our gratitude by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhu's well-being. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you all. Now we will have Narsimha Arti by Sukhi Mataji. Mataji, you can unmute and sing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Namaste Narasimhaya Prahladaladaini Hiranyakasipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalayi Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapate Tava Karakamalavaре Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नरसिंहदेव की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय हरे कृष्णा
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for nicely singing the Narsimharti. Thank you, all devotees, for attending this Nityananda Trayodasi Mahotsav ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.